Everyone, we're going to get started with the performance. You can direct your attention to the 2023 sign of that.
One more time for Mark Bell, make some noise!
We're gonna take a 5-minute break. In the meantime, if you haven't gotten food, get some food. Water's that way, and that's where I'll be. All right, see you in 5.
All right, let's go ahead and let's get started, y'all. Yeah, let's make some noise, make some noise. Thanks, Uncle Third. Okay, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Han, and welcome to my graduation celebration, everyone. Thank you. Now, throughout this presentation, I know y'all here for the celebration for graduation, but really, this is more than just a graduation, more than just looking back on my college years, but it's a 25-year reflection. You know, I've always been pretty reflective. Each quarter, always think about what has worked out, what didn't. And at this immediate moment, I kind of broke it down into these chapters you see right here. So the first one is going to talk about my pathway into art. The next one, freshman year, sophomore, junior, senior, and of course, masters, which we just finished this year, y'all. And I know from the party invite, and maybe some of y'all have seen it throughout, scattered through the event, you've been seeing a lot of pictures with me and my truck. You might be thinking like, what's going on? What's up with this truck right here? Actually, this is my father's truck. He's had it since 1996, so we can clap it up for my dad and the fact he got this truck. Oh yeah. And with this truck, it's been with me pretty much throughout my entire life. It was the first car that I drove when I started learning how to drive back in high school. It was the car that I used to take a bunch of my soccer friends, and we used to squeeze 7 people in the cabin. And I remember one day we turned up the heat during the summer just to see how long we could stay within the car already. But all that to say, this year, it started breaking down. You know, as all cars do. And so just to acknowledge that passage of time and really, you know, taking care of me throughout my life, I just wanted to acknowledge my Mazda B3000 truck. So this is a graduation celebration, but it's a reflection of 25 years. And I just want to think of this as my B3000 ARC. So now y'all know why it's the truck. And now we start with our first pathway, right? Pathway into art. This is a photo of me taken about 2 weeks ago. And I have a quote down below at a very young age, which I feel like encapsulate much of what I was thinking when I was younger. And it was just the thought of being not afraid of growing slowly, but be afraid of standing still. I think for me at a very young age, I always wanted to keep moving. Standing still seemed quite anxious, and I always wanted to surround myself around movement. And, you know, for a lot of cultures in general, movement is especially important. And I think for some reason when I was younger, I had an affinity towards that. And so much so that this is also displayed in that back corner. You'll see the 2 flags right there. I think this was made in 1st grade. Ignore the fact that my favorite color is red. My favorite song is Goofy Goofer. Actually, we zoom in real quick. Ignore the fact that my favorite thing to do at school is chalk time. My least favorite thing to do at school is rest and read. I don't get that. My favorite time of the day is 9th, and my special place to be is home. But one thing I do want to highlight is the fact that somehow on the very bottom it asks you, what do you want to be? What would you like to be? And I said artist. Y'all think that's funny? And that's what got me thinking. It always was on my mind what art is. Oh, dang. I don't know. It just kind of happened. So with that being said, early on when I was very young, my pathway into art is really because of 3 major influences in my life. One of them I had to acknowledge was Angelo Salgado. He's not here today. He was a video and graphic designer, and he really was the one who pushed me through graphic arts and video. Dancing, history and culture, and sports, especially the philosophy of sportsmanship. So real quick, with Angelo Salgado, he was a student of my mom's, and he heard that I wanted to do a video project when I was young, back in middle school. And really amateur production. The title was called Pritchard Beach. And let's just say we learned a lot that time. But it was through the editing process when he sat me down and we started looking at all the footage, seeing like the assets and the graphic design material. He started showing me Photoshop. He showed me Illustrator. He showed me Premiere Pro. And at such a young age, I was mesmerized by the fact that what seemed kind of like magic, really he had a concise approach and technical background to back it up, explain it to me, break it down. And even if I didn't understand the technical terms, that resonated with me so much so that here I am today, right? The next thing, dancing, history, and culture. At a young age too, I was always surrounded by dancing. Lion dancing. One more time for Mokba in the back. Every time I say lion dancing. Dragon dancing. I even did break dancing and krump when I was growing up. No, you won't be able to see that. But the important part was that, again, it ties in with the fact of movement. And there was so much culture and knowledge to be understood within movement. You know, because at a young age, you understand that art is a visual thing. It's something you can just draw and put on a canvas and you see it, right? And you admire it. But no, that's not it. You're not limited to just the canvas. What about the space that you're performing in? And what about the space that you can interact with? Now that is real art. The next thing, sports, philosophy of sportsmanship. I have a photo of my South Shore Frisbee days. Who here was part of South Shore Frisbee real quick? Whoa, oh my gosh. The crew right here, some of the homies all the way back from kindergarten. And with sports, right, you understand that the dynamics of different teams. You have a different task, a different goal each time for a different sport. And it really made me immerse myself in different cliques and see how people understand each other and how leadership transforms in different ways, but you can carry the same elements in each one. And, we actually have a screen recording of the very first video that I ever made. Now, I want to let you know that when you hear the soundtrack of this video, you're going to cringe. It's really, really bad. And you're only seeing 2 scenes, but the 2 scenes are going to feel like forever. Y'all want to watch it? Yeah. Oh, man. All right, let's get started. Oh. How do we feel? Right? That was pure fire. That was awesome. And again, we actually have the actors in the room today. And after this presentation, if you like, go up to them, put your hand on their back and tell them, hey, hang in there. It's gonna be okay, you're gonna make it out, all right? But again, all that to say, at a young age, I was already trying to produce as many videos as I can. I had a camera, and me and my friends, we just go out and just kick it. We're just making content for the sake of content. Not for an audience, not for anyone, just for us. And doing things that we felt like were really important. Like picking up a jacket and driving onto the beach. But in Cleveland High School, I had an ultimatum. During that time, in sophomore year, I confronted myself. You know, this is a time where you had a lot of Snapchat, and TikTok was on the rise. What was the other one? Vine? And yeah, Forgotten Arts. But within those mediums, I realized that a lot of people, a lot of artists were now moving into this really fast-paced art. It's all about how fast can you hook someone in and how fast can you get a reaction. And for myself as an artist, right, someone who is not really conscious of an audience per se, I had to confront myself. I had to ask myself, you know, maybe if I don't get enough viewers, subscribers, enough reach, I should just give up on art. This was a very serious thing for myself, because I realized that maybe art is not sustainable, and maybe it's not for me. Because for me, a lot of the topics I felt were important, I felt like no one wanted to watch, or really want to hold on, or really cared to have what I have to say. And so I was conflicted, because at a young age, right, I wanted to be an artist. But again, now that I'm kind of finding this answer what art is, I didn't know what it meant to myself. But I had to give thanks to my friends. Again, my friends all the way from kindergarten, all right? They told me, like, we just need to keep producing art that is important and relevant to our lived experience. And I had to give thanks to them because of my friends, because of the community that I grew up in, they were my constant reminders of telling me we should just do this for ourselves and we should have fun with it. So we can get a round of applause for my homies in the front right there. A lot of good times, a lot of good times. And now we move on to freshman year. And y'all understand now what I'm coming in with when I enter college. In freshman year, this is my time to really recenter myself, my values, and really try to understand what my art practice is. Because these feelings of maybe I should just give up, is still very fresh. And everything I'm doing in this year is really to just test out if whether or not I should still pursue what I'm doing. So photo media. As soon as I saw the description for photo media, I was like, yeah, that's me. You gotta deal with the camera. Oh, okay. My thing was all videography, so every time when it was a photo assignment, I try to find a way to loop that in. This is a photo of me right in freshman year, standing next to the College of Arts and Science. like a freshman. And this is me with my photo media crew, some of them when we met during the pandemic. And one of the very first thoughts of photo media, if you want to understand the vibe of photo media, anyone know where Art Building is? Show of hands, who knows where the Art Building is? Yeah, that's awesome. At the Art Building, it's really old. There's a long hallway. And what happened is, as a freshman, I had my bag, and I'm just walking up like this, right? And I'm being very on time. I decided 8 a.m. morning classes, 2 hours, every single Tuesday and Thursday. That's me. I'm a new person. I'm going to get this done. And so I'm 8 a.m., right, standing outside the front door. And it's only me. And then eventually, friends who I didn't know, where they're just strangers, my classmates started walking up to me. And we're just standing there silent because we're freshmen. And we waited there. 10 minutes passed by. We started asking each other, hey, when's the standard for professors? Like, if they're a teaching instructor, you leave after the first 10 minutes. If they're a professor, you leave after the first 15. So we're like questioning, where's our person? 15 minutes roll by, 17 minutes go by, and we're still standing there just smiling like this. And eventually, at the very end of the hallway, all the way where you see the 2023 sign right there, there's a guy with a fro in the back, bald in the front, like purposely shaved, full half of the head, clown shoes, garments protruding out of his waist. And he approaches like with the clown sound effects, right? And us as freshmen, we're already freaking out. We're like, who is this guy? Is this our classmate? And turns out he was the teaching instructor, Christian Oldham. And from that class, he actually said that those who have something to teach and those who have something to learn should come together. So here he is coming together in a clown costume, approaching us and telling us, hey, welcome to photo media. And I knew this class was for me. Now with Christian Oldham, that's when I found out the technical skills, more about photography, ways of seeing and ways of breaking down art, not just within the space that you normally see it, where else can it apply to, as well as how to introduce myself. Because as an artist, you shouldn't be afraid to introduce yourself. You're always yourself. And then I decided to take design class. Design and UW, hey, no hate to them, but they didn't accept me. And that's okay, because I actually have to give a lot of thanks to them. No shade. But it was through the design courses, right? A lot of these set assignments. I started learning more about, specific technical skills within graphic design. And so I tried to play by the book. I tried to do and apply everything that they taught me. And then in return, they had their egos to tell you that's okay design. But they had always one person who kind of followed the rules, kind of didn't. That would be the standout. And so I realized, this was just a sign for me to just keep designing. Every single day, I wasn't deterred by that. I figured, I could combine my design skills into my photo media practice. And so that's what I did. Every single time I had a chance to do graphic design, I would do graphic design. I would try something new. I try to keep it very interesting. And eventually, right, when you put yourself into realms where you're asking and looking for specific design stuff, you find more of who you are and what you like to design, right? You don't need someone to tell you what you need to do. Although oftentimes when you deal with clients, right, you have to understand and interpret what they want. But honestly, it's all about what you approach to it, your values. And so that's what I was finding with every single design. And the other thing that backed this up was American Ethnic Studies. Do you have any American Ethnic Studies graduates in the house? All right, clap it up for AES real quick. So with AES, freshman year, this was really important because this is how I found more about my roots. Seeing places like Hong Kong, a place where, on my mother's side of the family, this is where we immigrated over. And you see so much art outside of just the Seattle lens. It is a huge world. And the fact that I was able to immerse myself in different atmospheres like this, take it home and apply it. And then that is also the year I went full-time at Mach Phi. It was within my freshman year. Yeah. A lot of my friends were joining Mach Phi. I always felt really bad. Royal, actually, I felt like you were asking me through my friends to get me more involved. Every time I was like, I can't do it because I feel bad for, within my culture, like I need to dedicate full time. I can't just do part time. So even if I could come part time, I was like, I shouldn't come part time because I'm gonna feel bad that I can't come down more often and just hang out. So when it was officially college and I had more time to just hang out, that's when I decided, you know what, now I'm ready to commit. And I haven't looked back ever since. And, we had a lot of fun experiences dancing with Mach Phi. And again, we're going back to that theme of movement. Now we're entering sophomore year. What's so funny? What are you laughing at, Yahi? Thanks, bro. So sophomore year, right? This is now the year where I'm starting to apply more of my skills. I'm testing my efficiency, and I'm developing my art practice. This year, this was an insane year. Tina and Miguel, do you remember this? Chantadev, do you remember this? Yeah. Oh, they said yeah. Because we had some intense deadlines. I'm talking about for this first one back here. We did this in a month and a half. And we didn't have any actors or actresses. We were just asking college students from the American Ethnic Studies department to act out these really profound scenes and be their best talent. And it was good. But we had to make do with all that. And that was a new experience for all of us. Not to mention, we were producing 3 other documentaries at the same exact time during that same exact year, back to back to back. What? And again, right, we're testing our efficiency. This is the team that produced it all. And, without them, that was a huge learning curve because we really got a sense of what it meant to be like a on-the-go production. It's not like we were some fancy production. We were just making do what we had available to us. We're emulating what we enjoyed. And we just made something, even if it was just like, say, not as impressive or what we expected, it's the fact that we did it in the first place. So shout out to Tina, Miguel, and Chantadev. Can we give a round of applause to them as well if they're not? And then we're returning back to photo media. Photo media is going to be a recurring theme because every time photo media, that's when I started learning more about myself. And that's when I started testing my limits. I had, you remember the virtual haircut? Yeah? Virtual haircut, y'all remember? It was a YouTube thing. It was an immersive ASMR experience where you would close your eyes and you would imagine a razor going behind your head and it feel like someone's cutting your hair. Y'all don't remember that? You remember that? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so that was weird. And I decided for photo media, we got tasked with doing something similar with an audio project. And I figured I'll just do a virtual date. It's the cringiest thing. Again, it's supposed to be really bad dialogue, and it was executed really well. And surprisingly, did really well on YouTube as well. Other thing, photography, right? We're testing our limits, playing with light. And then also in 240, Han and the Pointed Light, that book is produced over there. And the reason why I want to highlight this book is because they are light drawings. It's a slow shutter speed. You paint with a light wand. Have y'all seen some of that maybe on your Instagram Reels and TikToks? Yeah. So back in the day, that's what I was doing. I was painting with light. And I was like, holy crap, I'm going to make a story out of this. And then, you do this and you put it in Photoshop and you vectorize the image and you color it. And then after that, you bring it into your Illustrator and you take a photo of yourself, you Photoshop yourself in front of the W statue that's over there in North Campus. And then you figure, you got to add text. And I was like, dang, we doing it right now. And I was really impressed by that because, again, the photography was not really my strong suit per se, but this was a challenge that I was willing to accept. And I felt like this was a step where, for myself, as I reflect back, a moment where I took more of a leap of faith into that. Digital cinema productions. Another class at UW in sophomore year. Prerequisite was acting. So I was acting in the drama school right over there. And drama people, they're hella cool. They're so cool. They're fearless. Take that as you wish. And then the output of that was the fact that I was just producing more videos, I was directing, and I had more practice. In fact, that's when I had more involvement with Mr. Doan right here, Dirty Dan. He started doing a lot more with me, and we started producing a lot of films because, he was available, and we were just kicking it too. Also, a huge shout out to the South End Study English production. That was really cool because I started learning how to apply my skills in American Ethnic Studies to videography. Oh, and that also was the year we made the sauce. Oh, yup. Yeah, the sauce. If you know, you know. If you don't, go ask one of them and they'll show you. And then we had another AES study abroad. I guess I enjoyed it so much I did it twice. This time, we're going to other areas like Vietnam and such, and That was also a really cool experience. And some of the homies from Study Abroad are here today. So thank you for coming out. Then we entered junior year. This is really where I accepted myself as an artist. If there is one pivotal point within my artistic career, it is junior year. Junior year is where it really all started connecting. Junior year, as I accepted myself as an artist, I started finding my style, and I found myself and how to use my voice. This year also was when I took another art history class. Now, art history, for myself, I really didn't want to take art history. That's because I felt like it had to do with a lot of European and Eurocentric ways of seeing and depicting art. And so whenever I had the chance to use other art history modes, I just took it. So Native Art Pacific Northwest, we were starting to learn about different tribes, bands, nations, and one in particular that stood out to me that still resonates with me today is the Kwakawakawak tribe. And in there, they had the Kwakawakawak. This is known as the raven at the north end of the world. And it is a cannibalistic bird that eats men. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then the Hamatsa ritual is where you ask performers, right? This is a really huge spiritual jump. And you are tasked, right? You were specifically selected. You had to have special permission to even form this dance. And you are tasked with showing the behavior of the raven in the north end in the world. And I connected that. That really resonated with me because I felt like that had a lot to do with what I was already doing with lion dancing. And then you're starting to find out that many other cultures, right, also use this space of covering your own self and becoming something even bigger. So I always wanted to envision myself within a mask and then performing something even bigger than just myself. And that's kind of what informed eckel.tech too. That is just a chop, that is just a signature, but I was using that as my approach as I did art further on. Now this year, right, since it had a lot to do with movement and dance, I started doing a lot of movement capturing. One of these, we got New Phone, Chris, Taman. Hey, raise your hand real quick. Yeah, let's cheer it up for them. My Kung Fu teammates, and we just, I think I just hit you up, like randomly on day, like, hey, you want to just do this at my art building? And y'all were like, yeah. And so we just did this. We just started showcasing more forms, getting that established, and it was inspired by our other Sigong, Tai Sigong, for me, my Tai Sigong, and his work that he did with poster movement. And so we're doing a revamped version of that. Same year, South Sports. Some of y'all don't know, but I did the South End Design Seal way back in middle school, one of my first design projects, and they asked me to do a revamped style of all the southern high schools and middle schools in the area for for Seattle Public Schools. And as you can see, we have all of them in a revamped style as my new approach of like really reflecting and being like, now that I have the actual technical skills, I know what I want, I know what I can do for the vision, and this is how it reflected on that. Then we had Chase Out the South. This is another photo media project. Now this had a lot to do with connecting gentrification, movement, and if you actually look closely, right, for this one, I was focusing on the south end of Seattle, and I even have the streets depicted on the map. That is then transferred over. I started doing a graphic design here where it says the hashtag South. But if you flip it the other direction, it is also, is it called an anagram? I don't know what it's called. It says chase out. So really it's a hidden message that within the streets, you're being chased out of your own neighborhood. This is gentrification, right? It's one of those silent things. And I wanted to acknowledge that, and I have a video dedicated to that too. So this is, again, me trying to do a new approach. Mach 5, we did a rebrand. We started doing like with our line heads. And for us, right, we're trying to take it to the next level. Try to take it to the new school of line dancing and really having line instructors from Malaysia, from really all over the world to help instruct us. And so we needed a brand to really just reflect that we're here, ready to learn and take it to the next level. And so we designed this right here. And this is also the year where Bruce Lee Ascending was established. If you haven't yet seen it, it's over at Odegaard Library. And it was in sophomore year, where suddenly it was like we had to do public exhibits. We had to go to Odegaard and exhibit what we're doing for our work. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just know that I don't want people to enter Odegaard and you'd be like, go up to the third floor into the back left corner, and they go in, they're like, I don't see it. So I figured, you know what, I don't want people to miss my art. I'm going to put it in a place where you cannot miss it. You don't always get an opportunity to exhibit in a space. And I figured I'm going to exhibit in a place right when you enter, you will notice it. And there it was at the staircase. I had no idea what I wanted to do with the staircase. I just wanted to do something that had W at the first thought. I was like, just a big W. But then I figured, no, when I looked into my art style, it has to connect something to my culture. And so that's when I just figured, UW never has done representation for Bruce Lee. I'll just take this opportunity, sure, why not? Just see what happens. We're gonna put it on the staircase and hopefully get some noise. My dad also helped me out 2 nights in a row in the art building. And we were just, don't tell anyone in front of me, but we were actually using little razor X-Acto blades on the wall. And the very next day when we went back into class, my art professor why is the wall sliced up? What's going on here? And I was like, no, that shit's crazy. I don't know how that got there. But we had a very scientific process. That process being, my dad holds up a board, I run a marker and hope that it's straight, and then we put the blade on top, and here we are. And really, the stand-up for that one, when one has reached maturity in the art, one will have a formless form. That always has been one of my favorite quotes from Bruce Lee. And of course, when it came to how should I make this more UW and Bruce Lee-esque, how to use this quote. And that's when I started looking back to my past self. I was in high school, there was just a lot of doubt with art. And now I felt like there's just a lot more validation. And I had to give a huge shout out to Whitney, Professor Whitney, because it was in her photomedia class. This is where all this was developed. And it was with her guidance. Even it wasn't just direct support, it was just the instruction and the fact that we had this class. That's when I started finding myself. And if y'all can this is a really huge pivotal moment within my artistic career. If y'all can give a huge round of applause to Whitney in the back. For real, thank you. And now we enter senior year. Now I'm trying to build up eckel.tech, the brand, this incognito form of myself. All right, eckel, if you don't know, is my first 5 letters of my last name. It has my Han Chinese character right in the middle, and tech. Tech is not technologies, it is technique. Yeah, the first time when I was doing this in high school, and when I thought of that name, I was like, no one's gonna get this. But I figured I just, who cares, just do it. So it's just been eckel.tech since then. So Eckelberg, Han Eckelberg's technique. Then we had a buildup of perseverance. And we'll kind of talk about that, a reevaluation of community, and how the pandemic really inspired a lot of art and really pushed people to a lot of burnout, including myself. But perseverance, that was developed August 2020 in the summertime. And my Sifu, Royal Tan, he always had this vision of wanting to incorporate culture, art, and motion, and capture that into a streetwear brand. And for myself, I was like, yeah, we gotta do that. Because if we have time in the pandemic, because for Royal, right, he always says that he always has your back. And I felt like this brand was a simple representation of the fact that our community has always persevered. And we will continue to persevere in the face of a lot of new challenges like anti-Asian sentiment during that time period. So with perseverance, that's kind of what the brand symbolizes. And if y'all could, if you can give a round of applause for my Sifu Royal Tan for really having the vision and taking note and knowing that this was needed during the pandemic. From home screen, senior year, I had a lot of time. It's where I was starting to develop crafts. One of those crafts was developing this 8-foot wide, 8-foot tall screen that really showcased these new things I was trying to do with perseverance, as well as the fact of this new design I was trying to use. It was a reflection. Senior year, you're doing your senior thesis, and I wanted mine to be really showcasing where I'm coming from. So all the way from the left side here, this is the south end of Seattle. This is, me at a young age, breaking both my arms. And that summer was hard. I was taking a shower. That was so difficult. Just backed up and just using soap. You're just trying to move this around yourself. Anyways, my grandmother right here, my Popol, and me and my sister waiting to go to Chinatown in the center. My dogs during the time period, Tylee and Yoshi. Jefferson Park is located in the center. And you know where you find a Jefferson Park? It's that classic view. Jose Rizal Bridge too, right? Where you're seeing the view of the city. And as you're commuting across, right, performing around Chinatown, performing at the gate, you finally reach University of Washington. And it's through this action of movement that I started finding, physical locations means a lot. But what happens when those locations are removed? All you have are memories. So even if you can't preserve the location, you can preserve the memories of it and the importance of what that means to yourself. That same year, we started doing self-defense, and I had a connection with CCCI, Cultivating a Culture Initiative, Culture of Care Initiative. And through that time, because of the pandemic, we're just doing videos. We're trying our best to get people, especially in the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander community at UW, with connections and resources to mental health. And it was through them, through this year, where they actually had a bench dedicated to the son, father's right here, who passed away because he didn't have those mental health resources. And so you kind of see this growth right here of how you can use art in action. Self-defense was then later on because, you're helping the UW community with tasks and around the neighborhood, right? And I just have this photo in here because Linda Ando sent this to me during the pandemic in the mail. And yeah, you did. You sent it as a care package. And we just had a Zoom call and everyone open your face mask, put it on. And I put mine on. I didn't realize I got Hello Kitty. Everyone else got a regular face mask, I think. I think everyone else got a clean, white face mask, aloe vera. This one, I don't even know what it had on it. It was just a face mask. But it had the design. It had the powerful design. And I appreciate Linda for that. And so I took a photo of myself because it's awesome. In a Yellow Tone was produced as one of the first comic novellas that was produced during the pandemic. Initially, it was supposed to be a film similar to Gamsan, which I'm actually really glad it did not occur because, again, we got better with the directing and, the acting, but to really immerse people, and this is a new form of media for me, comic books are so awesome because now you can actually create your background and you don't really need others, the environment, to really work with you. You just make it yourself. And so this was really cool because I got to work with some amazing artists, people who were even way more knowledgeable in the form of art and visual representation, painting, graphic design, manipulation. And I believe a few of the artists are in the room right now. So if you were an artist in that book, can you please raise your hand? Brooklyn, where you at? There you go. One time for Brooklyn. And really everyone who was part of that cast. That was really cool. Oh no. Yay. Husky 100. This again, especially I just want to let you know, I did get nominated for Husky 100. I did receive Husky 100. This is where the top Huskies from Bothell, Tacoma, Seattle get selected and they represent UW for that year. And I received Husky 100 award for that. But I felt at the cost of my own health. There's a lot of times where, I know it seems really intense, but again, there's a lot of burnout with it. There's a lot of stress. This is now where you're taking bigger proportions. This is definitely new for myself. And, you just realize you are human. You don't have to just task yourself with 12-hour work periods. Put your eating and drinking to the side because you're so immersed in the art itself. This is now where you have to find that balance. So when I received the Husky 100, yes, it felt really awesome. But I also looked to that as a reflection of the fact that, hey, you got to just take it easy. We all should just take it easy. I think the pandemic really was a turning point for many of us. We kind of look at our own routines or what we kind of got used to. And for myself, that was really important, not just within my art, but just within my life. So I'm really grateful to have received Husky 100. And I'm just thankful for the other people who also were around me, who supported me in these endeavors. And, that's when I first graduated, was in 2021 in Zoom University. And as you look in this really nice procession, you might be able to spot me walking down the aisle. Do y'all see me? Can y'all point it out? Do you see me in the screenshot? No? Yeah, I'm right here. And what they did is you tune in, you get the Zoom link, and they had the music, the orchestra, and then they slide your with keyframes down to the bottom. So it'd be you start all the way from the back there. You don't know where you're at, but only on the last two can you figure out, oh wait, I'm next. And then you're telling your family hey, we have literally 3 seconds to take the screenshot before it goes away. And yeah, thankfully I took mine on my phone. You can see I cared a lot. And then during that pandemic, right, not much was going on. Maybe I'll go job searching. I don't know. But I figured it's time for me to kind of take this to the next level too. Let's pursue masters. I actually applied for communications back in undergrad, and I just couldn't do it. Not enough time allowed me to pursue communications. So I figured with communication leadership, this is now where they had a model where you can be a comm leader. And maybe my comm lead friends right here can tell me what is a comm leader. You can come to the front if you like, yeah. Man, I feel like Jacob has a lot to say on this one. He's an alumni of the program. Maybe you can get a definition for us of what comm lead means. I'm kidding. I won't put you on the spot, but I will get you eventually, though. No, it's okay. Yeah, so this is where you start seeing, for me, communities and network. Since I already felt like I didn't need too much technical skill within the video realm, even though I'm still learning that, what I want to do was connect more with the community that I already have around me and uplift that as I learn more about, in my master's program. So 2021, 2022, here we are. At the same time, I joined Wing Luke Museum. So Wing Luke Museum, what's up? One time, clap it up for Wing Luke. That was probably one of the best decisions. I'm glad I sent my application to y'all. And I'm glad that I somehow sounded reasonable and okay to join the team. Because with y'all, I had a dramatic increase in my communication. I was going in as an education guide part-time. But I was also joining a team of artists and advocates. They were doing everything that I was already learning within my studies, and you could see it applied within the Wing Luke Museum. How cool is that, right? And then the other thing, you're joining a team of natural storytellers, people who already took time to reflect on their own life, connected to the actual Wing Luke Museum, make new connections around the community, and then incorporate their stories as part of the voice that echoes within the hallways of Wing Luke. And I feel like, how cool is that? And naturally within the education team, I was so inspired, so grateful, and so thankful to be surrounded by so many different storytellers, because for myself, I wasn't really that good at public speaking, but with them, right? As I'm shadowing, I'm just taking my notes. I'm like, dang, right? These are people who kind of have it figured out, and I just need to really follow their footsteps in that and then find my own voice, right? It's always finding your own voice in that movement. And again, it's through the education team where they took such great care, MS team, admin, everyone at Wing Luke, they really have so much to contribute. And I was there to listen, and really, hopefully, I can contribute as well. And they gave me opportunities through that too. Now, MXT Insider. This was a video I made for Jacob's class back in communication leadership. And he was tasking us, right? This is an introduction to video storytelling. And, I wanted to find a client that I felt like I had a lot of knowledge of. I also wanted to find a client that I felt like there wasn't enough presence around. And so naturally, when this year happened, I was already preemptively like, I'm joining video storytelling. I should just get a month head start and start filming right now. And then I'll apply all the footage that I got, and we'll just see how it applies to the assignments. And through that, I was able to create this MXT Insider documentary where it really highlights what we do in Chinatown, the origins of Kung Fu to lion dancing, and how we apply it today and what it means for future generations. And if you watch this video, you are gonna be listening to the amazing artists in the back, the storytellers, the lion dancers here who perform for us today, giving their voice. And as I was making this footage, right, I was just making this video, that's what I wanna do. I just wanna provide it an opportunity, a little platform for us to just share a little bit. Whoever's interested, they can take a listen. But as long as we can explain and exchange some of that knowledge, guess what? Everyone's winning at the end of the day because we're all growing together. And then we have Bruce the Ascending version 2. This one is the permanent installation. This one, a lot of direction from Lorna. Is Lorna still here? Okay, with Lorna, with a lot of the American Ethnic Studies faculty, with the Bruce Lee Foundation sponsoring this, giving the okay, I was able to now make something that was just made during, pre-pandemic. Pandemic happened, but people had a lot of feelings towards this art, and it was so much so that we're going to make this permanent. And I just have to give thanks to American Ethnic Studies, my photo media teachers, because now you're seeing that all the stuff that was happening in the past is now put into motion and really making an impact for the future. And because of that, I was a UW Libraries champion. They were like, oh, hey, you did art in the library. Yeah, you want to be a champion? I was like, I don't even know libraries had champions like that. And remember, I hate resting and reading. I was like, you don't even know me. You don't even know what I like. They screwed up. But that's okay. UW Libraries champion. I was like, yeah, I'll take up the mantle, I guess. Seattle Sounders, Bruce Lee. Who here has seen this video right here? It's going to be really interesting because I felt like ever since I joined Wing Luke, that's when Wing Luke also became the official museum for Bruce Lee. And a lot of stuff representing the dragon was starting to unfold ever since I joined the team. And, you know, for myself, right, Bruce Lee is sending a lot, nothing at all. I just want to say this is the most respectful thing. I was like, I'm getting kind of like tired. So much dragon going on. And that's okay, because that's what I wanted. And again, this is me just trying to find my balance. You get to now interact with a lot of the other Bruce Lee fans who really enjoy Bruce Lee. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is wild. But you know, that's something I'm still trying to figure out and learn. And the thing is, like, I just have to give thanks for Sounders and for the Wing Luke, because it was the Sounders marketing team that went to the Wing Luke Museum randomly. And they were like, hey, we want to take a Bruce Lee tour. And it was my education team that listened to my skills, who knew that I was a Kung Fu instructor, who was just doing martial arts. Hey, show them just a little bit of what martial arts is. And I was like, okay. And that's what I did. I just gave them like a simple, like, hey, let's make a horse stance. Oh yeah, I know you're wearing jeans. Try to get as low as you can. And you know, I was just having fun, just talking with them. And it left such a big impact. Because of that opportunity with Wing Luke, I was then able, when they went back to the meeting, they told me this. They're like, yo, Han was pretty cool. How about we just have him for the official launch of the Bruce Lee kit? And ever since then, they hit me up on an Instagram DM. And the guy's name was Hans Steele, which MJ Steele, he's one of the colleagues at Wing Luke. I was like, who is a major connection of two big branches in Wing Luke, you know, different Kung Fu schools. And I was like, he's asking me, do you want to join the video? We have this new launch. It's a secret, so don't tell anyone. And I was like, yeah, I'll join it. And then I screenshot it, put it on my story, and let everyone know. And then that's when all that unfurled. Just yesterday, we did like the dragon team, a dragon dance, as well as a lion dance on the pitch of Lumen Field. Here I am at a very young age, you know, doing the dragon dance, just holding a pole, you know, as any young kid would do. You're just smiling. You're like, yeah, this is really cool. To now, guess what? We can now take those same exact skills and how do we make an even more amazing impact, not just for myself when I was younger, how can we make other people also feel that same way? So I really hope that was really showcased on the field when I was holding the dragon head, because that's what I was thinking of when I was going around. And then the last thing I just want to shout out is also Wajimaya and this recent Gundam design that was made for All-Star Week. And that's just a huge connection of showing the growth of perseverance, everything that we have done for the brand, and really the new steps. What is something like Asian-esque, and how can we incorporate that to streetwear? What can we do? What's the next step for us in graphic design? What's something really revitalizing for visually? And you know, it's just so cool when you have other organizations now realizing what you have to offer, but maybe they don't even know that, but they just know that you're being very thoughtful in your process, and we just really want to work with you. So I feel like beyond just the artistic talent, it doesn't even really matter. It's just all about what you set for yourself, your own guidelines as an artist and as an individual, what's really important to you, and then naturally people will listen to that voice, and they would want to hopefully rally with you at the same cause. That same year, I got the CICA Rising Star Award. I saw Auntie Betty and a few others there. Wing Luke Museum was there too. And that was just an acknowledgement of like my achievements within art. And of course I had to put in there because that all connects with communication leadership. And I felt like that master's program, that was my opportunity to now apply communication leadership And that's the definition right there. You have to find that community, and you now lead. You use your communication, whatever form that might be, and you use every avenue you have possible. Don't overreach, just what you have accessible right now, and you produce what you can, and hopefully people will catch on and figure they got something to say. Let's listen. And now we kind of wrapped up all the chapters. We're looking back, and I'm just like, there's so much unity that has occurred throughout the entire college career. There's a lot of TV time too. Mach 5, we're on TV a lot just because we had so many performances, won some awards, and we hung out with communication leadership. All my classmates who also graduated this year or still pursuing their master's degree. Wing Luke Museum, that is what we're putting up, WLM. Actually, when I look back at this photo, I was like, this is really problematic, WLM. I wanted to get what, that's really messed up. But at the time, we're like, yo, that's genius, oh my gosh, I'll hold the W. I was like, I'll hold the L. The Wing Luke Museum, okay? Wing Luke Museum, I promise you, all right? I don't know if that was my other half that was taking over. But that's what we're going for. And then canoe. Yeah, canoeing's fun. Have y'all gone canoeing? Yeah, that's cool. They shut down every time we show up. This is actually our 1 out of 5 chances we had on the water. We were really happy because they're like, oh yeah, we can finally go on water. Now to conclude this presentation, I just have 3 shout outs. These are to individuals and really people who've been with me for a very, very long time, who have shown their work ethics, something that I agree with, who have so much shared experiences with me, who allowed me opportunities to be with them and their own experiences, and just throughout college and life, and who has shown me an immense support for who I am today. And the first one I want to highlight is MXT Visuals. Back in, now I'm getting a little emotional here. I remember back in high school, Miguel, he's about like, 3-4 years older than me, right? 9? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and Tina Dang, who was just a year younger than me, they decided to create a brand, MXT Visuals. And I thought that was so insane. Again, in high school, I was thinking, I was so conflicted about who I was as an artist, and I didn't know what that meant. But for some reason, those 2 individuals at the same exact time wanted to take a leap of faith into creating their own business in photography and videography. And I really was so impressed when I heard that they were now doing quinceañeras, and they were like, hey, can you film for us? And I was like, sure. Let's just say the video was okay. And now look where they are today, doing weddings back to back, hosting college grad photo shoots, taking photography for new engagement sessions, and we're doing it for our friends. And it all started really with them, when I saw them putting art into action. And I just had to give my warmest thank yous, because it's through them too I learned technical skills and on-the-go how to apply my artistic talents. And they were really that nurturing vessel for me. And beyond that, they're also really amazing friends who take me on to so many experiences, and we were able to enjoy things like running a marathon in Hawaii, of all things. Yeah, Miguel, I think you were experiencing, ankle issues? During that same, it was like 2 years ago, I was experiencing knee issues. And then Miguel hits me up, he's like, hey, you wanna go for a run? And I was like, yeah, let's go for a run. And then Miguel's like, hey, you wanna run 5K? I was like, yeah, just around Jefferson? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then he's like, yo, you wanna run a half marathon at the Rock and Roll Bellevue area? And remember, this is all within 1 month. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I kind of do want to do that. And I felt like we had something to prove to ourselves. Looking back at that, we were like, yo, we're experiencing so much pain right now. And then we're like, how do we grow from this? How do we grow from pain? Like, pain, it makes you stronger. No, it does not. So we're like in the back of the studio, like, oh, if you do this calf stretch, you actually relieve this certain area of the knee, and this ankle area. And then half marathon later, doing another half marathon in Green Lake, and another half marathon there, and then running from Cleveland High School, Rainier Beach High School to Bellevue, saying hi to my Sifu. We were like, you want to run a full marathon? We have something to prove. And of course, guess what I said? I said, yeah, let's do it. And we did it. The next association, the next group I want to highlight is Mach 5 Kung Fu Dragon and Lion Dance Association. Again, I joined the team officially for myself, I say officially, at the beginning of freshman year that summer. And it's through Mach 5, it's through the group that I was able to be surrounded by so many other people who were like, I felt like were just like me, right? Asian Americans making moves around Seattle and really trying to take the culture to the next level. And I, for myself as an artist, have so much things to give to Mach 5 because everyone on the team is truly significant and amazing in their contributions and what they do. Because, what you don't see in the performances is the time we're spending on cymbals. And the time that Serafina is yelling at us for dropping our hands and, because the cymbals are tiring. We've done it for 1 hour and she's like, I don't care. You hold up that cymbals. Or the fact that, you start off and you have no idea what to do for a lion head, but you just get told to hop into the lion head and just, make it look cool. Bow this way. You didn't hear me? What's going on? You didn't hear me? Why don't you hear me? Because the music's really loud. But it's the fact that we were performing and all those mistakes, all those experiences as a team, that's how we got to the level we are today. And each and every one of the members in the back, if you turn around right now and you look at each one of the members, wait, Ricky, what are you doing? Each one of them, they are true storytellers in their own right. Lion dancing naturally is storytelling, and it's storytelling in motion. And what you saw today and what you're going to see from then on is always going to be that form of storytelling. They are the original comm leaders. And it wouldn't be much without our Sifu, Sifu Royal. Dude, what do I... What can I say? Royal, I always felt like when I did join the team, right, you were just, you showed me what it meant to be a strong Chinese man. You showed what it was very important to uphold the culture, to communicate with the community, and to have that sense of pride. It felt like a lot of times in the newer generation, a lot of people weren't going back to what was seen as tradition. But for someone taking this part, this is something that's so important, and instilling so much value in what we're doing just around the community, it all starts with the leadership up top. And when Sigong Ma gave it to you as Sifu, and you were taking it now into your own direction, I have to say, since then, it's been an uphill battle, it's been an uphill climb, and damn, we're doing pretty good, aren't we? Everyone on the team, right, when you look around, that camaraderie, we ask ourselves, why do we keep coming back to line dancing? I tell you why, because other teams, right, you're not always getting a meal after performance, all right? You're not getting someone who wants to stay 8 hours out of an additional 8-hour day that they already put in to go and work with you on something that they care about, something that they know is really important, and they know that's gonna really help us in our own line dancing. You're not gonna find someone who wants to pay for your airline ticket to go and fly you out to nationals. And no matter how messed up it might be in competition, you're not gonna find someone who's gonna care so much for you like Royal Tam. And there's just so much respect and thanks. And as you take a look in our organization and as the growth we keep continuing, right, it all starts with the leadership up top. So thank you, Royal. Can we just give a round of applause? Also, I just want to shout out the fact that they had a daughter, their daughter, Evelyn. And I just want to say that Evelyn is going to be the most protected individual on the face of the planet, given that she has so many Kung Fu brothers and sisters who are willing to just protect her at any moment's notice. And can't wait to start line dancing or, join the music squad and seeing where her journey continues from here on too. My family. Was that a surprise? I got a shout out my family. Like, yeah, come on, clap it up for my family. Hold up. I gotta give thanks to my dad real quick. I feel like a lot of times during awards or like when I'm talking publicly, I don't really get to talk about you that much. And now I want to talk about my mom. So it's like, it's through my dad that I feel like I am who I am today in terms of my leadership skills and really how I present myself. He was someone at a very young age who showed me the pillars of what he followed, the important values of standing up for other people, standing up for your sister, looking out more than just yourself. What about the situational awareness? My father, he always instilled those beliefs into me. He showed me what it was to serve the community. And he also showed me how to use your voice. Whenever my dad gives a speech or he has an opportunity to talk publicly, he's very eloquent. And I just knew that I had to always constantly be learning when I looked to my dad. He was my biggest role model because he always looked out for some of the smaller voices too in the crowd. And I thought that was really noble. So shout out to my dad and shout out to the fact that he's just an amazing individual. And I'm just so thankful for everything he does for our family. Please. Now I'm going to talk about my mom. Some of y'all know her as Professor So. Some of y'all call her mom too. I don't know how I feel about that. I remember the first time I was just like walking out, I was walking with my mom, and one of her students said, "Oh, Mama So." I was like, who? I was like, who the fuck? Who said that? I was like, I have a sister? Which I do have a sister. That was not funny. Yeah, it was Wen who said that. But no, to my mom, because she forced me into so many clubs at a young age. Made me do so many sports clubs, joined a Chinese language camp in the summertime, which I really disliked because, I want to learn Cantonese, but every single language program here is Mandarin Chinese. And I'm like, man, why am I learning about Mandarin Chinese? And then you find out that's just kind of how the world is. You got to learn, you got to pick up Cantonese in the streets. And then at the same time, it's like, it's okay, you don't have to be so ashamed. But then you hear her talking, like, it's okay, yeah, I got to use my Cantonese. So really, for me as myself, right, my mom has always been a strong symbol of what it means to be a strong Chinese woman, right? Someone who doesn't give up, someone who has faced adversity and is an American ethnic studies professor at the University of Washington, has taught thousands upon thousands of students, generation after generation, of what it means to have pride in your own culture. And it does not stop at Asian studies. It's every single aspect of our own individuality. And imagine that. I have this individual in my life who is constantly reminding me what it means to be who I am right now, what it means to be an artist, what it means to put everything in motion. Much of those projects are inspired by the fact that my mom is always busy and she never stops because she's always looking towards the next opportunity to represent our Asian culture and really just people of color in general. And so my mom, from her application to just the philosophies that I've learned throughout life, I gotta give thanks. So please give a round of applause to my mom too. But there is one individual within my family who I have to say has, oh man, you can't see that photo, who has contributed to me the most, who really is my anchor, and it's my sister. my sister. Yeah, clap it up for my sister. And I really enjoyed this picture because it's a photo of my papa and my sister together. And my sister during, I think, Alex's wedding, was telling my papa, hey, throw up this sign to the camera real quick. And my grandma was like, what is this? Oh, I don't know what this means, but okay. And you just have this whole, Google, you know how they do those automatic GIFs? And they do those things in motion. So you just see my grandmother like doing this. And then Wen is like, yeah, keep going. And it's just like, yeah, just a lot of chaos. All that to say, my sister means the entire world to me. She really knows me more than perhaps that I even know myself, because in those reminders, in those conflicted moments where I might be so confused, my sister has always stood brave in the face of new changes. She has always never stopped thinking about other people. And even in times when I feel like, wow, I really wish I could be as smart or as well spoken for as my sister, I just realized like I am so lucky to have someone like her in my life, because she will always put the needs of others first. And really for myself as a brother, I'm supposed to be looking out for her, right? And yeah, here she is as the younger sister, looking out for me. And so I cannot stress enough how much it means to have someone like you in my life. And I really am so thankful for the fact that we can have this lifelong friendship. And I'm so excited for your new life achievements and things that will occur throughout your journey. And just know you have someone who will always have your back at every moment's notice. So again, can we please give a round of applause? Okay, I'm done crying. Hey, that was tough, y'all. That was tough. Are y'all doing okay? Okay, I just want to remind y'all now, we're going to just talk about the event. Party favors. I have party favors for all of y'all. Now, some of y'all responded really late on the RSVP. You know who you are? Hey, no shade though. It's okay. I get it, because I would do the same thing too. All that to say, if you did respond late, I would please, if you can make some room for those who did respond early. The party favors, Andre, if you may, direct them, point to that teal bag in the back. It is in the Mazda B3000 color. And guess what else is on it? The eckel.tech symbol. So each one of you gets a canvas tote cinch bag. I didn't know such a thing existed, a cinch bag that is like a tote bag, but you can cinch it up. So please make sure you take one in the back, okay? Also, if you haven't, the guest sign book. It's located right back there. Feng, yes, hello, he's waving right now. The guest sign book is located right on that table. Again, please be courteous. Don't write any bad words. But, write as much as you like. And I really encourage all y'all, if you haven't already, please sign the book. You are all very important in my life. And for all the members in this room, really, you guys matter so much to me, because you all each individually contributed to me, to my life, and to what's going to be happening up ahead. Pictures. Okay, if you want to do pictures, please let me know. If you want an Android quality photo, I have an Android. You can find me, just say hi and we'll take a picture. Or the photo area in the back, which just says 202. We can take it right there. And Martin, come on, man. But yeah, real talk, like after the event, I'm gonna probably send out a link, I don't know, Google Photos link, I don't know, y'all can just upload it up there. I don't know, we're gonna organize that. Someone let me know, but pictures, please take a lot of pictures, okay? Food, if there's any food left, please get some more food, I don't want any leftovers. And I gotta give thanks to Danny. Danny, where are you? Danny, right there, please wave your hand high and proud. For really stepping up, getting this venue that we're in today, this really spectacular space, hooking up with the Bay Laurel Catering, and really just being mindful of everyone who is here tonight, as well as American Ethnic Studies, my arts, the University of Washington. They Laurel themselves. Thank you for being here. I hope it was cool. Was it cool? And everyone who is here today, again, I cannot express my thanks. I have never met someone who is successful who is not thankful. So really, and as we go on forever into our lives and to our next journey, I want you to always remember to give thanks. Because when we give thanks, that's when we go up together. All our successes, you realize it's not just to ourselves, it's for everyone. Thank you. That's it. That's it.
I do have a surprise. It's on the computer.
Yeah.
Dan's idea.
Oh yeah.
For you.
A video for me? Oh man, okay.
Hey, Han. How are you? Oh. I see there's a lot of people came today, huh?
Oh.
Hi there. I'm so sad I couldn't be able to be there in person, but still, you know, my heart is always with you. Congratulations on your graduation and also starting a new era. I'm so glad that I met you in my life, and I can't wait to see your next journey. I hope I'm still there with you in the future. Like I always said, I'm so proud of you, and congratulations again. Have fun, everyone, and see you soon. Bye.
Hi Han, congratulations! You have completed your master's degree in comedy. Woo! So proud of all of us, and I'm glad that I met you in this program in Seattle. And thank you for inviting me to today's graduation party. This is so good, and I hope that you can always hold the passions in all the areas that you are interested in, and I hope everything goes smoothly. And remember, always keep in touch. Although we graduated, it doesn't mean that our friendship will be end. Congratulations!
Hey Han, I am super proud of you. It is not easy to finish undergrad, let alone go on to do a master's while you're working, while you're winning championships, while you are just putting in 110% of your effort. And you should know that it's okay to be proud. It's okay to celebrate the little victories. It's okay to, take a moment and say, heck yeah, I did that. And you should, because you kind of rocked it, dude. Keep up the great work. I'm excited to work with you more on set, and for real, congratulations. You should be super proud.
Congratulations, Han. My first memory is Connie pregnant with you, walking up a Diamond Head in Waikiki, and I was amazed at how she could walk up Diamond Head. I was afraid you're going to be born on Diamond Head, but that's a very fond memory from before you were born, but certainly throughout your life. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to watch you grow up and watch all your accomplishments, whether it's in sports, in art, in public service. You've been exceptional in everything that you've done, and been a real credit to your community and to everything that you've put your mind and soul to. So I'm very proud of you and everything you've accomplished. Wish you all the best for the future. And it's been an honor to be your father, and congratulations on everything that you've accomplished.
Congratulations, Han. Very proud of you. I remember the first time I met Han was when I felt a stomachache, and that was while I was gardening. And at the time we were remodeling my mom's house, and Brett and I were picking up the Curtis Mathis television. We're doing all these things. We labor pretty hard and a lot of sweat and such for an entire day. And a lot of people say it's a good thing that everything turned out okay. But I think that's like a metaphor. Good things happen when you work hard and you just do what you feel is right, and hopefully it'll stay that way, that things will go well. So very proud of Han for his work in terms of drama and how seriously he took his acting, even when he was a kindergartner or a first grader back at South Shore. He also was really diligent in learning about martial arts. He practiced all the time, and beneath his happy-go-lucky, exterior. He's actually a very intense, very focused person. And so we're very proud of him and wish him the best in all his future endeavors.
Congratulations to Han, you officially graduated. I remember meeting you from 501 or 502 and you were sitting right in front of me. You kept talking about your Southern Chinese culture. So that was really impressive. You always remind me of keeping my Cantonese roots and you're such a role model of that. It always kind of reminds me of my own roots and how we should appreciate our own culture. So thank you, Han. Thank you for being there. Thank you for reminding me. And I will always be your Hong Kong big sister, and you'll always be my little brother from Seattle. Cantonese little brother. Congratulations.
Han, I just want to say congratulations. You should feel immensely proud of finishing grad school. You're a kind and wonderful person that I'm happy to call my friend. And as always, I look forward to celebrating more of life's accomplishments with you.
Hi Han, you know what? I had already been in love with your artwork. The Bursley at the Odegaard Library at the University of Washington before I met you in person and fell for you. What I admire about you the most, among millions of excellent things about you, is that you're so proud of your heritage and you try and continue to learn more about it and share it with the world. It really inspires me. I wish you the best of luck with everything and anything you do in your life. And congratulations, and I'll see you soon in Japan.
Hi Han, just wanted to say congratulations on your graduation and on all the cool things that you've accomplished.
Yeah, Han, we also want to wish you good luck on your future endeavors. We know that no matter what you do and no matter where you go, we're sure you'll succeed. But congrats again.
Hi Han, congratulations on your graduation. You're one of the most hardworking and admirable people I know, so I really look forward to hearing all of your stories yet to come. Lots of love and my best of wishes. I'll see you soon in Korea. Bye!
Hi Han, happy graduation. I'm so glad to know you and meet you at ComLit. I'm so glad we stick together, we hang out, we share ideas, we work together for the CCC project. And yeah, it's been wonderful knowing you, and I'm so proud for everything you achieve, and I'm excited to see what comes next in the future. Until then, see you in Seattle.
Han, I said it many times, I'm gonna say it again. Thank you for everything you do for the team and the community. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. Congrats again on getting your master's. We are so proud of you. You're the best.
Hey Han, happy graduation. I have to say that I feel extremely lucky and honored to have known you through ComLead. You're just amazing. You're just an amazing person, and I do have to say that you're one of the people who have inspired me the most that I have met through ComLead. There were times where I was like being stuck in my creative process or having a creative block, and I have like gone through the things that you've done and be like, oh my god, this is inspiring, this is really helpful, and it helped me get through that. So keep working hard, keep doing what you're doing. Know that you're an amazing person and an amazing creative, and you're so talented, and thank you for being a part of my ComLead journey.
Hi Han, congrats, yay! So I want to say that I'm super grateful to have met you through ComLead, and that you're definitely one of my best friends now, and I really appreciate that I can reach out to you about anything and that you're always open to hear me out and help me out. You're such a good friend. Thank you for that. And we've made so many memories together for the past 2 years, and I just want to say that all of them were good memories, and I really enjoy your company. And I wish you all the best in the future. I'm sure you'll achieve anything and everything that you want to achieve. So best of luck and congrats again.
Hi, Han. This is Ginny. Congratulations again on your well-deserved master's degree. Another diploma to celebrate. I'm so happy that we got to meet through the ComLead program and got to graduate together. I want to say that I'm extremely inspired by your diverse involvement and successful achievements, that it really inspires people around you. I'm one of them. You're such a diligent, focused person that really you can't be proud of yourself. Thank you for being a good friend and all the good memories that we shared within, but also outside of the ComLead program. And I wish you all the best.
Han, a big congratulations to you and everything you've accomplished thus far. I mean, there are so many things to celebrate today, but today we're most importantly celebrating your graduation. A whole 6 years at the University of Washington. I mean, it's been a long time coming. But I'm sure everyone in this room is very proud of you and happy to call you their friends, family member, or a colleague, including me. I remember in high school, I thought you're such a cool person. I mean, you went above and beyond on each project you did. And that's something you continue to do, like, till this day. I already know you're going to accomplish so many cool things in the future, and I can't wait to help support you and see all the cool things you do. Big congratulations again, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Damn, what y'all looking at? Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for coming out today. Let's just have a good time. Y'all having a good time? Man, that took a lot to get that out. Yeah, all right then. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Enjoy.